Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, a live stream, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make grilled asparagus. But I will say ahead of time that this is the first time that I've streamed here, and there's a lot of technological stuff that I'm going to have to start catching up on, so if you don't mind bearing with me just a little bit. I can read everybody's comments here, so I just want to ask, does it sound all right? Like, is it working? Oh, great. Awesome. Well, you know, every time you do something live, something does go wrong. I don't know if that's just being pessimistic or if it's just true, but just in case, I've got a couple of things that I can cut to. I have something called the roast beef cam, which is going to be my cat, and I also have a couple of videos that we'll be able to watch that you probably haven't seen unless you're on the Patreon. Sag Palak and a couple other ones. So here we go. Let's start talking about asparagus. Asparagus is an extremely nutritious food. The first time I had it was about 10 years ago at a Thai restaurant. I was probably just hitting my 40s at that point, and I was in sort of a down time during my life. I was going through a breakup, and I was drinking probably more than I should, and just didn't have a lot of money. I think I was recently unemployed, and I was just kind of on the lookout for some kind of vegetable that could make me feel like I was doing something good for my body, or just doing something good at all. And so I ordered asparagus, because sometimes when you're in that situation, you want to just try something totally different. And I got to tell you, it was fantastic. It changed my life. And if you're not eating asparagus, you definitely should. The first thing I did was I went home and I went to YouTube. And I went, I just want to make sure, okay. I'm paranoid that every now and then, like, something's going to go wrong, and I'm talking for nothing. But okay, so far so good. So I went home and I went to YouTube and just looked up how to make asparagus, and I saw all these people just in their homes teaching people how to do it different ways. You could grill it, you could steam it. I think those were the only two, but yeah, so I was like, who are these people, and how do I get to be a part of this? And so it was a whole community of people that were teaching how to cook. So not only did I learn how to grill asparagus at home, but I also started making my own videos teaching people how to do things, because if it changed my life that much, then maybe it'll change yours as well. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have a bunch of asparagus right here, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the rubber bands and any other paraphernalia that you have, and we're going to sort of spread them out. They usually come pre-washed. Alright, well, this says wash before use, but I don't have a camera over the sink, so we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. But I think that once you grill everything, it sort of kills any germs or anything. Also, this is probably way too much asparagus. I'm going to cut it by about 2/3. So we're going to spread them out. Alright, the first thing we're going to talk about is the stalks. On the end of the stalks here, as you can see, there's a rough part that's not able to be eaten, and so what you want to do is you want to cut that off. You could use a knife. I have a knife here, but I'm not going to be doing that. What I'm going to be doing, and this is the more important method, if you bend the asparagus in just the right place, it cracks by itself. And it cracks right at the point where you want it to be. Alright. So we'll put our cut ones on the side. These are a little more rubbery than the ones that I'm used to, but we're going to do that to each of these. So, by the way, there'll be times, you know, when I'll be able to sit and sort of answer any questions. When you do something live, there's always that possibility that something's going to go wrong. And I want to tell you really quickly a story about when I was in high school. I was in the school play, which was Grease. And I had one line. My line that I was supposed to say was, I was supposed to say, "Hey, everybody, I just got a job so I could save up for a new car." And I practiced it over and over again in the mirror every night. I was terrified. And when I finally got up in front of all these people on opening night, there was, you know, probably 1,000 people in the room. And it was my turn to say the line, and I was extremely nervous. You know, there were kids that I went to high school with, plus their parents and everything. And I went up there to say my line, and I accidentally said something like, wait here. I think what I said was, "Hey everybody, I just got a new car so I could save up to get a new job," which was obviously not, you know, the right line. And people they didn't laugh at me. They were just more confused because they thought that was the real line. But I was mortified, and it was going to be 25 years before I did anything in front of people ever again. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at some of your comments here if anybody has a question. Oh, I definitely want to collab with Nim again. I'm always down for collaborations. I'm overall a pretty lonely guy. My day's been good. It's been mostly setting up. I've got some coffee going. I don't know if anybody's into coffee out there, but I couldn't recommend that more. All right. I also want to mention I'm going to be, during some of the downtime, I'm going to be playing a little bit of the Henry's Kitchen game, and I'm going to share the link with you so you guys can play it as well if you want. It's pretty exciting. Okay, well, let's get back to our asparagus here. So, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to start prepping them for grilling. This one doesn't have the spear on the top, so we're going to throw that away. But other than that, these are looking pretty good. Actually, this one's kind of like crooked or something, and I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. But the problem you'll see later, it's hard to put it on the grill when it's not shaped correctly like that unless you put them side by side. But anyway, we'll get more into that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray these down with olive oil. A lot of people like to drizzle olive oil. I've been getting into the spray lately because I find that it's a little bit more it's just a little bit more I don't know what the word is I'm trying to look for, cleaner or just easier to control, I guess. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of pepper on there. I've got a pepper grinder. If you're doing these at home, I'm hoping that you're catching up. I don't know if these I tried to set it so these videos will get saved, and that way you can scroll backwards if you feel like you messed something up or whatever. Okay, I've also got a little bit of salt here. And that's pretty much it for seasonings. Oh no, what am I talking about? This is the most important part. This is called Herbe de Provence, which is, it translates to herbes de Provence in English. It's a French word, and it's a combination of all the best spices in the world. You know, you've got probably rosemary pricks in there, but you also have a little bit of stoked paprika and cumin and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to take that and we're going to just start lightly sprinkling our oiled down cut asparaguses like so. And the herbes de Provence is really the sort of signature part of it. I think that's enough for now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start sort of mixing them all up like this. You want to get everything so that it's equally oiled and equally seasoned. And this part is a little messy. Yeah, mods, I don't know anything about that. I'm going to have to look into that. And also I saw somebody commented about emotes. These are all things that I want to do, but I just wanted to get going because honestly I told myself I was going to start streaming as a New Year's resolution in 2019. And here we are in 2022, and I was like, this is getting ridiculous. So I just wanted to get on there, get my feet wet, and you know, we'll do the best that we can. So there you go. I think these are all pretty much ready to go. Why don't you give me a quick second? I have to wash my hands. Maybe this would be a good time to show you a little bit about how to play this game here. I'm going to copy the URL and I'm going to send it to you. It won't take me very long, but I just want to show you the basics of it. My friend did it as just sort of a fun little thing, and I've gotten really good at it. And basically, what you're doing is you're trying to make sandwiches. I put the link in there if anybody wants to play along. You have bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and you're trying to get each one of the ingredients so that you can make a sandwich. And at the top you can see that it says the sandwich that you made, or how many sandwiches that you made. So I'm trying to get that cool thing where you show your face in the top corner while you're playing the game, because I've seen people do that. By the way, you want to avoid these spinning rats. There's some onions. You don't want onions on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, obviously. And then there's some insects, which I have in my kitchen, which I'm trying. If anybody has any good ideas on how to get rid of flies, let me know. So in the beginning, the strategy is you want to get every ingredient possible. But after a little while, it's going to get harder, and you're going to have to, what am I trying to say? You're going to have to start rationing which ingredients you go after. So for example, as you can see here, I've got 11 bread, but like 18 or 20 jelly or whatever. So that tells me that if I have a choice between getting jelly and bread, I'm going to go for the bread because, sorry. I'm going to go for the bread because that's the one that I'm missing. So you can see that I'm at about 16 sandwiches. I have one bad. So by bad, that means that I get 3 of them total. But once I hit 30 sandwiches, I'm going to be able to, let's see, I'm going to get a free life. So that's going to go down to 0. How am I doing here? So I've got bread. One of the hard things is when you're trying to play the game and then you're also trying to look at the top right to see what your stats are for your strategy. Jelly, bread. Okay, it looks like I'm about even on all of them, but that's going to change. The high score on this is by a guy who's a streamer named Bumblevision who got 78, and I don't know how the hell he did that. But I did send the link out to a few people to do sort of a test on it before I let everybody know about it. Okay, so now as you can see, things are getting a little faster. But in a way that's good because it gets more exciting to play. Peanut butter. Alright, so now I've got way more peanut butter than I need. I need to start getting some more jelly and bread. Let's see, are you guys able to hear the audio of the game? Hopefully you can hear that. Yeah, I'm short on bread. So they all come out randomly. There's been a little bit of a scandal recently where some people thought that the game was rigged. And I'm just going to come out and say, no, that's absolutely false. There'd be no incentive for anybody to rig this game. It's just supposed to be fun. And, you know, if you go online to places like Reddit and 4chan or whatever, you'll see a ton of people talking about how it's rigged, and they have a whole kind of story narrative behind it. Okay, now I'm only down to 2, so this is getting scary. I have one more life, but if I can make it to 60, then that's going to give me another life. So I really need to get more jelly. Oh, this is impossible. Okay. Whatever, that didn't work. So then you just put in your initials. So I'm going to put Henry. And then enter. Oh, click to enter here. Yeah, Bumble there has 78. I did get 70, which is amazing. But yeah, maybe try it if you can and see if you get a high score. Wow, there's quite a few people on there, I've noticed. Okay. If you look at my stats, I made 49 sandwiches, 11 or more, and I would have gotten the free one. And then, whatever. Okay, so let's go back to our asparagus here. I just want to read some of your comments here and see. Oh, you can't hear the game audio. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, oh, of course you can't. There was a mute button that I had it on, but that's okay. You'll be able to hear it when you play it at home. But you can hear me talking, right? Okay, awesome. All right, well, we're back into our asparagus here. I'm going to show you another life-changing utensil that I have here. It's called the grill pan. And what this is it's a pan that's got grills on it, so you recreate the feeling of grilling, you know, as if you're outside or whatever. And the nice thing about this is that you never have to wash it, because every time you cook something on it, whatever you made previously on there, a little bit of that flavor comes in. And this is actually a phenomenon. There's a pizza place in Chicago called Chicago Uno or something like that, and they actually pride themselves in saying that they never wash their cast iron pans that they make their pan pizza out of, because they say that they think the flavor's better. And so ever since then, I haven't really been washing not only my grill pan but pretty much any of my stuff, because I like the idea that whatever I just cooked on there is going to bring out some of the flavor. So we're going to start laying down our asparagus onto our grill pan, like so. And I want to say I appreciate everybody. Ah, shit. I just lost an asparagus. That's going to happen every now and then. Unless you're comfortable with taking it off the floor, which I think I'm going to just for the purposes of this. You can clean it off a little bit, but there we go. Okay. So that part of it's pretty much done. The next thing we're going to do, sorry, I'm having sort of a blank moment. I haven't tried to figure out what exactly happens next. Oh yeah, well, we're going to basically put it on a flame. So I have to get my flame going in the back. Maybe this would be a good time to check in on our roast beef. Cam. Still basically eating. Okay. Alright, so I've got my asparagus and it's on my grill pan. It's been oiled down, it's been cut, it's been seasoned. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put it on the flame and start grilling our asparagus and getting ready to have a delicious meal here soon. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That's going to take a little while. Maybe this would be a good time to show you a video here. I'm going to show you one of my very recent videos. It's called, well, why don't we go ahead and do Pico De Gallo. It might start in the middle because I have it on loop, so I guess in that case it'll start in the middle, but then we'll go up to the part where it is. Oh, there it is. It starts there. Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's Cinco de Mayo Pico de Gallo. Cinco de Mayo is a holiday that celebrates Mexico's victory over the French in the Battle of Puebla and is known for generating more alcohol sales than any other U.S. holiday, including the world-famous Super Bowl. Let's get started. We're going to start by de-stemming our cilantro. Just want to grab one stalk. You want to find the part where the leaf adjoins with the stalk. And it's not always obvious, so it takes a little concentration. This part can be a little time-consuming. You know, I'm reading a self-help book now that says the key to success is to always say no to people when they ask you for something, and then also to never take no for an answer when you're asking them. So you'll lose all your friends, but apparently you'll be successful. Okay. We're going to put our cilantro aside for now, and we're going to put on some gloves and start working on our jalapenos. You may remember from my jalapeno poppers video that it's essential to wear gloves when you're cutting jalapenos because of the irritating chemical called capsaicin. These gloves are a little small, but we can make them work. Start by dissecting the jalapenos in half. That middle part is where all the capsaicin is. So apparently chili peppers don't actually have any heat, but as a defense they have a chemical that mimics heat signals that get sent to our brain. So the brain gets tricked into thinking that it hurts, but it really doesn't. And you want to cut them lengthways. Oops. Right now, even with the gloves, my brain's really getting tricked into thinking this hurts, because it really feels like it fucking hurts. Let's pour these in there, and let's start working on our onion. So the biggest challenge, of course, when you're cutting onions is to prevent your eyes from tearing up during the cutting process. And there's a lot of methods you'll see online, like people say you should wear goggles or hold a piece of bread on your tongue or whatever, but none of that really works. The only way that I've found that really works is just simply closing your eyes while you cut. And I know that sounds crazy, but after you get a feel for it, you really don't need to look. Yeah, ow. Ow. Then we just want to gather these up and put them in the bowl. Start working on our tomatoes. I'll be using a less sharp knife for this one. It's a better policy to always be safe. There's really no food out there that's worth cutting yourself for, except for maybe some cakes. Okay, let's add in these tomatoes, and the final step is we're basically just going to stir it all up.
Holy guacamole, holy guacamole, I just got hit by a car, and you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me.
Great chip. Well, thanks for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen, and I hope everybody has a safe Cinco de Mayo. And okay. Well, you guys pretty much get the idea of that. Yeah, I also want to say, cooking is very, very difficult, and sometimes it gets very stressful, and there will be times when words come out. I don't know what the community's like here on Twitch, if it's anything like network television, but I'll try to keep any kind of obscene language down to a minimum. See here, I'm trying to read some of the comments, but they're going pretty fast. So yeah, again, we're gonna eventually have mods, whatever that is, and then also emotes and knickknacks or whatever. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff, and also if you have any questions about how to play that game, let me know. I've gotten pretty good at it, but I'll bet you guys are probably better at it. Okay, well, let's check in on our asparagus here. It's looking pretty good. Might be just about ready to serve. I'm going to need a platter. I think the gods are in our favor, the cooking gods, whatever that is, today, because this is smelling really delicious, and that's not always the case when you're doing cooking. So let's go ahead and grab what we have here. You should use a spatula or whatever, but I don't have one handy. But yeah, this is basically our grilled asparagus, and it looks delicious. It's a little hot at the moment, but you can season it with a little bit of salt maybe add a little bit of pepper as well. And I like to add just a little bit of our herbs de Provence on top. And now for the fun part. Let's go ahead and see what it tastes like. It's really hot, but it's good. And it's very nutritious. It's very high in vitamin C, I guess, or one of those. All right. This is sort of winding down here. I have another video I'd like to show you. It's called Sag Palak. So maybe while I'm trying to clean up a little bit here, I can show you Sag Palak. And then meanwhile, while we're watching the video, feel free to go ahead and ask me any questions, and I can chat with you guys a little bit. And without further ado, here's Sag Palak. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Here it is. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's restaurant style Sag Palak. Sag Palak is an Indian dish that comes to us from our friends across the pond in East India. It's a spinach casserole that also includes cubes of Indian cheese. Today we're going to be using an extra sharp cheddar from Sargento and Indian spices. Also, some people have been asking about my cat roast beef. I'm going to see if I can get him to help us with this next recipe. So let's get started. Hey roast beef, do you want to help me make Sag Palak? Do you want to come? You can't sleep all day. Come on, help me make Sag Palak. Last chance. Sag Palak? Okay, roast beef doesn't want to participate with us today. Okay, so I've got a pot of boiling water here. We're just going to start adding in our spinach. Let's let that boil for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we can go cut the cheese. I've got some cheese here that I've had in my fridge. I want to make sure there's no mold or anything on it. And we're just going to cut it up into cubes. You know, April 29th is the birthday of Parashurama, the 6th avatar of Vishnu. And they say that if you buy something on that day, it will bring wealth and prosperity. And it actually works, because last year on Parashurama I bought a car, a used car, and even though it broke down the next day, it definitely gave the guy I bought it from a lot of prosperity. Okay, let's go fry these up a little bit. So I've got some olive oil heating on a frying pan here. We're just going to add in our cheese cubes, and we just want to brown them a little bit. Don't leave them on there too long. Okay. Now we'll set these cheese cubes onto a plate. And if they lose their cubic property during the frying process, you can just sort of reshape them. Let's go see what's going on in terms of our spinach. So we're just going to pour our spinach into a strainer, let it strain a little bit. And then we'll pour this into a bowl of cold water. Dice the onions. You know, a good tip is if you ever want your neighbors to think that you're cooking, just start grilling up some onions. It works every time. Okay, so now that our spinach is cooled down here, we're just going to put it into a blender. And we're going to blend it up. Put on the top. Now I don't know what happened to that plug thing that goes into the hole on the top. I loaned it to my neighbor, and I'm worried he might have shoved it up his ass. Pour it all into a cup. Okay, so at this point you should have in front of you your spinach mixture, your diced onions, cheese cubes, a cinnamon stick, and some yogurt. If you do not have these things in front of you, I would suggest going back to the beginning of the video and trying to figure out, where you fucked up. Otherwise, we can move forward. Okay, now back to our frying pan here. We're going to start by dropping in 1 cinnamon stick. Let that cook a little bit. Add in the onions. We're going to add 2 1/4 cups of tomato paste. And for our yogurt, you can use any kind of yogurt you want. I'm using a Yoplait low-fat passion fruit medley. Add our blended spinach mixture. And finally our cheese cubes. Now we just want to stir it up a little bit, let it simmer for about an hour, and then it'll be ready to serve. You can really taste the yogurt in there. Next time I might just try the yogurt by itself. Well, I want to say a special thank you to patron Stephanie Reinheimer for suggesting this recipe, and to all the patrons out there at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for keeping the Henry's Kitchen dream alive. So until next time, bon appetit. Hey everyone, we had a request for a song. Let me know if you're able to hear this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a song from my favorite artist, Jose Suicidio. And this song has helped me on many occasions, and I hope it helps you as well. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself anymore. I guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. I was actually asked to do this song at something called a quinceañera, which is a 16th birthday. And I don't know if it was a mix-up or whatever, but the song did not go well at all. That young lady and her friends hated this song, and I think it's because it's a little bit more of a dark content that you get when you're a little bit older, but here we go. care for me anymore. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself. I kind of burped some asparagus on that last line there, but anymore. All right, well, I think that's a pretty good way to close the kitchen show. Hold on a second. I think we've pretty much covered just about everything. I've got a full dish here that I've taught you guys how to make. I'd really like to see maybe next time I'm here. I have my whole schedule posted. Maybe next time I'm here, you can tell me if you made asparagus and how it came out. But I wanted to keep it simple this time, because I sometimes will make some pretty bad mistakes in the kitchen, and I didn't want that to happen this time, so I kept it simple, and I think that was the right thing to do. I'm going to be doing a lot harder stuff coming up. I've got things like tuna melts, and gosh, eventually we'll do beef Wellington. You know, there's all kinds of possibilities. And I'm going to try to have special guests. I can always do a song for you guys if you like that. And I've got plenty of songs in the repertoire. So I just want to say thank you guys very much for being so kind and patient for my first stream here. And we're going to be doing a lot more. And I'm going to have some of those things that you guys... I don't know if you guys are able to still comment after I stop streaming, but please do comment and let me know some essentials that I need, because I want to make this as convenient of an experience as possible. So, all right. Well, thank you guys very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, or if you're in a place where it's nighttime, I hope you have a wonderful evening and get a good night's sleep, or if you sleep during the day, I hope you sleep well today as well. So thanks everybody from all of us here at Henry's Kitchen, just basically just me and my cat. Have a good one.